I'm the natural person, I'm the living man. For the record, my name is Thomas Styron II. It is not the name you have attached to this case, me. I believe that's a state created entity, Your Honor. And I'm not, me being a living person, I don't my name is in proper punctuation. I don't have a all caps name. So this is under the assumption that you guys have personal jurisdiction and subject matter jurisdiction over me, right?
Yes.
Today's court hearing gets intense as a sovereign citizen attempts the usual routine, claiming the court lacks authority over him. It quickly becomes obvious he has no real understanding of the law. If you're going to challenge a judge, at least know what you're talking about, right? Watching him fumble through arguments against someone who professionally interprets the law is both cringeworthy and hilarious. He tries to sound confident, but every word exposes his ignorance. Let's dive into this wild courtroom moment and watch as a sovereign citizen completely embarrasses himself. If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Good morning. 14B District Court is now in session. This is Magistrate Hillary Braley presiding. Okay, and I need you unmuted at the jail. There we go. Can I have your name, please?
For the record, my name is Thomas Styron II. I'm the natural person, I'm the living man. How we doing today, Miss Braley?
We are upright, if nothing else. So, okay. And you said your name is Thomas Styron.
The second.
The second.
And then I'm the natural person, the living man.
Okay, thank you for your patience there. We had a little bit of a kerfuffle. So,
No problem.
Recalling case number 19S00472, that is the state of Michigan versus Thomas Ulrich Styron, the second, you said, and also calling 24W001025, that is the township of Ypsilanti, also versus Thomas Ulrich Styron. So state your name for the record.
So, for the record, my name is Thomas Styron II. Is not the name you have attached to this case is not me. I believe that's a state created entity, Your Honor. And I'm not, me being a living person, I don't my name is in proper punctuation. I don't have a all caps name nor
Okay, I'm going to cut you off.
How many crayons did this guy eat before stepping into court? If you're in a role with the sovereign citizen script, at least have some clue what you're talking about. Watching him rant about jurisdiction and throw around bizarre punctuation rules makes you seriously question if he's ever opened a law book in his life. You can't just invent laws to fit your narrative, buddy. The judge clearly wasn't buying any of it. You can even catch her trying not to laugh as he stumbles over his words. It's painfully obvious she thinks he's clueless. And just wait until you hear her final response. It's the perfect cherry on top. This court moment is pure comedy gold. Stick around because it only gets better.
I don't have no contracts with the state of Michigan at all, period. And so I was wondering about personal jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction in regards to this.
Okay. And you can continue to wonder about those at the moment. What I am doing, you have a show cause hearing on the matter ending in 472, which is the retail fraud charge. I'm showing a balance of $210 on that. And then what you're being arraigned on, that is what I am here to explain the charge against you, is a citation issued on April 2nd, 2024 at 9:24 in the evening that charges that you operated a motor vehicle on North Ford Boulevard at or near Russell Street with no license on your person. Do you comprehend the charge against you?
I do not. I don't even own a license. I canceled my license years ago.
Okay. So what you are being charged with is operating a motor vehicle without having a license on your person. So I'm not asking if you agree with this. I'm not asking if you have a license. I'm asking if you understand the words coming out of my mouth as far as what this charge is.
The charge is accused me of
having a
not
license.
having a driver's license on my person, correct?
Correct.
Well, from my understanding, I need a driver's license if I'm in commerce. I was I was traveling home.
Okay.
I wasn't doing business at all. And also from my understanding, I don't need a license to do that.
And your overstanding is incorrect, sir. But we are not going to get into that.
Did this guy just snitch on himself? The charge was simple, driving without a license. But somehow, he made it worse by openly admitting he hasn't had a license in 2 years. Then, to top it off, he claims he wasn't driving, he was traveling. Come on, man, you're basically handing the court everything they need to convict you. If you're caught behind the wheel without a license, the last thing you want to do is play legal word games. It just makes you look even more guilty. And honestly, how hard is it to get a license? It's not expensive, and it keeps you out of trouble. These sovereign citizens seem determined to make life harder for themselves by refusing to follow the most basic laws. While this guy is surprisingly polite compared to others we've seen, he still comes across as, well, not the sharpest tool in the shed. It's almost like he believes he can outsmart the entire legal system by twisting words. But hey, what do you think? Is he just confused? Or really convinced he's got some loophole the court hasn't heard of before? Let's dive back in and watch how this one plays out. It's definitely entertaining.
For now, you are saying that you have understood the words as far as not having a license on your person. It is a misdemeanor charge with a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or both.
So this is under the assumption that you guys have personal jurisdiction and subject matter jurisdiction over me, right?
Yes.
So
At this time, the court is going to set a pre-trial date for you. That will be before Judge Washington.
ma'am, can we prove the jurisdiction first before we go ahead with setting a trial for that entity or a pre-trial for that entity? I don't. Yeah.
I hear you. And at this point, you are appearing in front of the court. You have put your name on the record. And yes, we are setting a pre-trial date for you.
I did put my name on the record, and my name that I put on the record is not the same name that you have attached to that case.
And you can provide documentation of such at your pre-trial date, which is going to be June 26th.
So the documentation that I have published, recorded excuse me, sorry. The documentation I have published and recorded on the record, on the state of Michigan record, that says what I just told you, that I'm not who you have, that I'm not the name you have attached to that case, that's I need to bring that with me, is what you're saying? It being already recorded and on the state of Michigan records, not
So
good enough?
whatever documentation you have,
Mhm.
bring it with you to your pre-trial date. That is what I am telling you, yes. So, and again, that court date, June 26th? Okay, will be June 26th at 9 a.m. before Judge Washington. The court will enter that you are standing mute to all charges at this time.
So we're just assuming jurisdiction though, correct?
Yes.
How? From
No.
my understanding, that
And
has to be proved before we even proceed with anything else. Am I wrong?
you are not correct. The court will also set a personal recognizance bond in this matter. Basically, you are promising to show up for that June 24th court date at 9 a.m. over Zoom before Judge Washington, where you will have your pretrial. Okay, so at this point, your hearings are concluded, you are free to stand up and tell the jail that you are finished.
So I need to be there under threat, duress, coercion of going to jail?
I absolutely loved how this judge handled a sovereign citizen in today's hearing. While she let him talk a bit more than I would have liked, she stayed in complete control of the courtroom. She wasn't falling for any of his nonsense and cut him off when necessary, even throwing in a few clever responses just to mess with him a little. Honestly, we need more judges like her, firm, composed, and just the right amount of sassy. She clearly wasn't intimidated, and that's exactly the kind of presence you need when dealing with someone trying to bluff their way through legal jargon they clearly don't understand. Now, let's talk about Zoom Court. What do you guys think, helpful or ridiculous? Personally, I find it hard to take seriously, especially when a sovereign citizen is trying to argue their case through a webcam. It's like watching someone wear a clown nose while attempting a serious debate. It just doesn't work. These virtual hearings often turn into chaos, with the defendant constantly talking over the judge. It makes the whole process feel less official and far less effective than an in-person courtroom. Anyway, I'm wrapping it up here. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Catch you in the next one.